What's up, everybody? Today we're talking all about shampoos and conditioners that you're probably going to be using with your hair system. Now, why is this important? Right off the bat, let's talk about it. So we have a hair system which unfortunately is not living hair. This is hair that's removed from the body and is transplanted into a hair system, a base that is no longer keeping it alive. Because of that, we have to maintain and make sure that we are properly nourishing this hair to get the longest longevity out of it. This is stuff that everyone should be doing, but we really have to make sure that we are properly treating our hair systems, like regular hair, to the absolute best. Now, the question you're probably asking yourself first is, what is the best shampoo, or what should I be using, or what should I not be using? And the quick answer is, it depends. But as a baseline, here are our steadfast rules for what type of shampoo we should be using. Number one, we want to be looking for a shampoo that is for color treated hair. You want to get a high quality product that doesn't have sulfates, parabens, or sodium chloride. So let's take the first thing. So why do we want to have a shampoo that is designed for color treated hair? And the short answer is because hair systems in general are color treated. They are dyed to be a specific color. And because of that, we want to treat them as such. Now, next up, no sulfates, parabens, or sodium chloride. We need to know what each of those things are to understand properly why we should not have sulfates, parabens, or sodium chloride in our hair. So sulfates are essentially chemicals called surfactants. So sulfates are essentially surfactants. These are chemicals that play an important role in the effectiveness in shampoos. They lower the surface tension of the liquid they are in, which makes the liquid easier to mix with water and work into a good foam. This foaming action means that there can be a greater spread in the hair, but it can also help to make sure that the shampoo works deeper into the hair and removes more oil and dirt. And because of this, one, the person uses less shampoo, but also it makes the shampoo more effective. The downside of this is that it can actually make shampoos too effective. In particular, when we're talking about hair systems, when we need to be careful with the hair, it can really be too much for what the hair system actually should be taking in. The hair needs to retain moisture and oils to stay safe. We don't want to strip it all away. So right up front, if you see a bottle, it's never going to say that it has sulfates in it. These are some of the common ingredients that you'll find inside of a bottle. Sodium lauryl sulfate, laureth sulfate, and ammonium laureth sulfates. If you see these ingredients, it's an automatic no-go. But generally, if you're buying a shampoo and it does not have a sulfate in it, it will say sulfate free. So that is a very quick way for you to understand it doesn't have sulfates in it. Next up, what are parabens? That's the other thing that we're supposed to be avoiding. A paraben is a preservative that is used to prevent bacteria and fungus from growing inside of shampoos. And these have been used for over 70 years as preservatives, but we've begun to question their safety. But part of the problem is that it really, really dries out the hair as well, just like sulfates do. So while, once again, a shampoo is generally not going to advertise that it does have a paraben in it, it will almost always say it does not have a paraben in it if we are buying a high quality shampoo. But if you look at the ingredients, and we always want to be looking at ingredients, you'll see potentially parabens named as such: butyl paraben, ethyl paraben, methyl paraben, propyl paraben, isobutyl paraben. So as you can see, all these chemicals end in paraben. So look for that as a signifier as whether or not it actually does have parabens in it. So you're probably wondering, well, what is a good shampoo to choose? What is my recommendation? I personally recommend Olaplex #4 Bond and Maintenance Shampoo. This is a very, very nice shampoo. It's actually a little bit expensive, but this is an absolutely wonderful shampoo. I love the way it smells on top of that, but it's going to keep your hair rich and hydrated and nourished. So this is something that you can get at Sephora. Generally, Sephora has some pretty good products that you can look at. And you're probably asking yourself the question now, okay, well, cool. So what do I need to look for in a conditioner? What is the purpose of the conditioner? So the purpose of a conditioner is to be used right after a shampoo. Now, this is something you're probably not going to condition your hair quite as much as you are going to shampoo it. And you could do this potentially every day, but many people recommend doing it every other wash to make sure it's staying moisturized and that it's staying conditioned and that there's oils and things being added to the hair while also cleansing it. But you could do this less often. So one of the cool things as well that you can often find in conditioners, so one of the cool things that sometimes you can also find in conditioners is actually a sunscreen protector, so like an SPF agent inside of the conditioner, which this is really important because our hair systems can lose color when they are inside of the sun, when they're unprotected. So this is something we do actually want to take into consideration, and we do want to protect against, so that way the color does not fade inside of the sun. So you're probably asking once again, what is my recommendation as far as a conditioner that I use and I would continue using? I recommend getting the matching Olaplex #5 Bond Maintenance Conditioner, which goes with the Olaplex #4 shampoo, which we just talked about. These two work together very nicely. They're designed to work together. Not that don't be constrained if you have a favorite shampoo or conditioner. You don't need to use mine. You can use one or the other. But these two work very nicely together, and they're tremendous. I really recommend it. And they're sulfate free, they're paraben free, they're high quality, and you know you're going to get a good wash every single time. So this is really important stuff that sometimes as men we don't always take into consideration. It's not always something that we're like, oh man, I have the hair system, I don't need to worry about shampooing it and conditioning. Well, this is a very, very important point in the hair system maintenance journey to make sure that your hair systems last longer, because if they don't last longer, it's going to be more expensive overall. So once again, these shampoos I'm recommending are more expensive, but because they're high quality, they will last a long time, #1, but they will also make sure that the hair system unit also lasts a long time, which ultimately is going to save us money in the long run. Anyways, guys, I hope this was useful information. Please like, comment, subscribe down at the bottom of this video if you found it useful and engaging, and leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought.